So David, thanks so much for doing the session with us today. I just had a few questions following on from this. Did you receive any questions or comments that you felt the audience really needed to learn more? And if yes, can you briefly describe those?
Sure. So yeah, I think a couple of them. One was we got a good question around implementation and like real life applications, and specifically within financial institutions and how complicated that can become. I think another question that was really interesting as well was just sources of information, trying to figure out where we can actually learn more. We talked a lot about education during the session.
Okay.
And so what are different places that you can go? In fact, there's a question I kept hearing in all other sessions as well. So definitely a lot of interest in learning more.
What were your kind of 3 key takeaways from the session that you learned from the audience or from anything that we talked about?
Yeah, a lot of what we talked about was the need for education, really making sure that we are educated when we get all this top-down pressure in terms of implementing AI, being educated and educating our stakeholders a little bit more in terms of what the platform can or cannot do. So I think that's one. Another one is just from a bottoms-up approach, just seeing all the different innovation that's already out there, really making sure that we take and deliver a test and learn environment so that we can make sure that we're innovating, but innovating responsibly. And I think the third thing maybe that I learned from the audience a little bit was just a lot of interest, a lot of curiosity, and I think there's just more and more needs for these kinds of conversations because it is such a new and exciting ecosystem out there. And I think right now we're in need of more information. So was really excited to share some of the insights I've learned so far with the group assembled.
Yeah, I mean, I think even following on from some of the sessions that we did, there was definitely the thirst for more information. It was just like we initiated thoughts in people's heads that they hadn't had before. And I think from a point of view of thought leadership, that's truly the meaning of what thought leadership is. It's always that key statement you have. This conversation is going to cause as many questions to come as it answers them. So I think as we've done that, we've succeeded in terms of presenting. And the conversation will continue on from here.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you very much.